Good afternoon, everybody. This is Matt, aka the Lumberjack Landlord. We are here with Mike Zuber from One Rental at a Time. Easy for me to say. The super awesome book that that now has been sent to the Uneducated Economist. Super excited.
Saw that. Thank you for that. Uneducated Economist is a channel I listen to him almost every day. I think he's genuine. I think he does a lot of good work. So shout out to Uneducated Economist.
Yeah, I think Simon's absolutely fantastic. Super guy. I've done a couple with him. He's 3-4 videos with him. Fantastic guy. And I was just like, hey, listen, we were kind of talking about some real estate stuff. And I was like, you know what? Let me send you a book. I said, and he actually looked at, I'm not sure if you saw the video, but he was like, hey, this looks like an easy read. And it's like, it is. A ninth grade dropout can read it. If you can't read that book, you probably shouldn't be a real estate investor.
Yeah, good luck reading contracts if you can't read that book.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's a great book. But the next thing that I wanted to talk with you about today, so we have the pleasure, your course, actually, one of the most valuable things about your course is that you have a Facebook group, a private Facebook group for only people that are in the course. That way it's not,
that is free, by the way.
Right. That is free. It's literally part of the course. So it's not an extra charge. It's part of the course. So one of the things that I really like about that group is that everybody there is like-minded. There's no trolls in there. There's no people like, oh, well, this and oh, well, that. And well, did you count for this and a nuclear holocaust? No, I didn't account for any of that because quite frankly, that's nothing I can control. So one of the things I really like about that group is that everybody's rowing in the same direction. Everybody's got the same goals and everybody's got the same terminology and vernacular. So I think that that's really key. So one of the things that I've started to see consistently is I think that the course does an amazing job of having everybody really understand concepts like a buy box, concepts of learning your market and doing the work. So those are all really important things to creating a strong foundational knowledge of what you're about to start doing in real estate investing. I think one of the amazing things that continues to unfold from that is because they're brand new landlords, we've talked about self-management and some of the maintenance stuff and things like that. But I think what's really interesting is that piece of it. I think a lot of people don't spend enough time considering and thinking about. So talk to me a little bit about that.
Yeah, I think, I think that is a fair criticism, suggestion to create some more content bonus sections. Because again, how to get started one rental at a time is how to get started. It is the buy box. It is focus. It is daily discipline. It's growing your network, understanding yield, all of those things. It is not, frankly, I have put out no content, almost no content about, okay, congrats, you're a landlord now what? Right? Because I have a property manager. I've done some discussions. It's in the course around how to qualify property managers, questions I ask, but I am not a hands-on operator. That's where you come in. That's why you're part of my channel, because you're in the mix, right? People on your Instagram page see you doing the work. Dude, I'm freaking 2.5 hours away from any of my houses. Yes. I get a Zoom call. I can point at things saying, replace that, don't do that, do this, but I'm not in there going, damn, look at that.
Thankfully nothing in Fresno is 160 years old.
Yeah. Well, there's a couple, I own a few things in the early 1900s. So not 160, but over 100 years old. Yeah, over 100. Cool. Yeah. Nice. And so that's why you're part of the family, frankly, is because I look for people that complement and add value. And every time you talk about hands-on stuff, whether it's a simple remodel or the flooring or all the stuff that you put out there, I don't do it because I don't do it. I mean, that's why
you're the Lumberjack Landlord Resident Economist. And that's why I'm your Lumberjack Landlord Handyman for one rental at a time.
Exactly. Yeah. So we need to add more content around, you're a landlord now what? Especially for owner operators like yourself, you and Dion. And great critique. It's a missing link and we should fix that.
Well, so one of the things that, so more of the reason I brought it up was because I think that the approach that you have to one rental at a time is process. It's creating buy box. It's process, right?
Yeah. So, it's more science than art. for sure. Yep.
Yes, exactly. And so where I think, and I don't think this isn't a critique of the course, this is a critique more of students, which
Oh,
is, I think that they've done an amazing job at following your creation of process and
mhm.
creating almost of a like a landlord universe.
Sure.
I think that you just need to take those same skills
Mhm.
that you've taught for process, now just drag them over here
Yeah.
and use them with contractors. So
Yeah.
I think you have a lot more than what you think you have. I
Mm.
think the course does an amazing job of creating workflow and process to
Mhm.
get people to consider the house side of it. Now, you've learned those skills, you've learned those ideas, you've learned those steps.
Mhm.
Now you just have to take those same exact things that you've learned all over here, creating the spreadsheet and getting agents and shopping those deals. Guess what? Tweak it just a little bit over here, use all those
Yeah.
same skills that One Rental at a Time taught you, and now use them over here with your contractors.
No, I think that's well and valid, but I like to lead by example. I point at myself before I point at anybody else. And frankly, that's a part of this. It's part of the course. It's there, but not really there. And it's again, because I refuse to talk about anything I don't do.
Sure.
And I don't do that stuff.
Yeah.
Right. I've had a property manager since day one. I can help you qualify a property manager. Great. In the course, been there since day one. Right. I think it's in section 5. But I'm not the hands-on guy. So what I need to do is I need to work with folks like you and Dion, and we need to get off our ass and put together some content. And it doesn't have to be complete, but it needs to be a guide to, hey, think about these things. These are the gotchas. These are the things to double check. And I don't mind. We'll find a way to add it. I know lots of people, and I have no problem creating content. In fact, I have a vision board out there, which I'm going to write this on there. So it becomes something I see twice a day when I walk in and I walk out. We need to create some content around this. It's going to be added as a bonus section. It will be, more free content, more value. And I like rounding it out. So I take it as feedback, and congratulations. We have an opportunity to help more people. So it's all
You
good.
do. Well, I mean, the good news is you don't self-manage because you don't have hands that look like this, that are like,
Yeah.
covered in like rip up scars and things.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually it just focused. So yeah, you
Yep.
see all these nice, those are all
Yep.
multiple incidents.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I point at things.
Well, I mean, when I pointed at something, when this one happened, this was pointing this way.
Yeah.
It was pointing that way.
Not good, not good.
But yeah, so I think that, real quickly, I think people need to put questions in this video and comments in this video.
Yeah. What's missing? Yeah.
What
Yeah.
are the things that you guys think can be most valuable? Because we answer a lot of questions in the Three Amigos of FI, which is one of the Facebook groups.
Mhm.
If you're lucky enough to be in, Mike's course at One Rental at a Time, if you're lucky enough to be in that course,
Yeah. There's no luck involved. It's $319 by the course.
If you've made the investment to be
Yeah.
in that course,
No luck.
yeah, if you've made the investment to be in that course, the one thing that I would tell you is you've made the investment to be in that course. Okay, great. Now you're in the special Facebook group.
Yeah.
But again, step back and learn from the process, because I think what's really telling is I read a lot of times where they're like, well, I talked to a furnace guy and he said this.
Guy, yeah.
Major mistake. Do you only talk to one broker? If you do, that's a major mistake.
Agreed.
So it's really, again, the network being your net worth. If you don't know where to start, there's sites out there like Thumbtack or Angie's List or all these other different sites out there.
Mhm.
You get to read their reviews, you get to see what they do. And then once you pick a guy that kind of is a fit, then you keep on going after. And then when you can trust him, when he's fair, then it's like, listen, so long as you're fair, we'll keep on doing this together. And I think that people understanding that piece, so I did an hour long last night with my plumber.
Mm.
He has
That's awesome.
his preconceived notions based on his experience of, this is what I do in this case.
Mhm.
Well, he's a propane and natural gas guy. An oil guy might say something completely different. And so it really depends on what you have there. And that's one of the things that I think a lot of people, if we were at the same point in a deal, I will beat you, because after we buy that first deal, you are the gut and replacer. Rip it out and replace it. Rip it out and replace it. Rip it out and replace it.
Mhm.
Every single time you do that, you put your next deal further away.
Exactly. I talked about one of my greatest mistakes in my first book, One Rental at a Time. I should have bought what is now called turnkey. That wasn't a thing when I started in 2000, or if it was, I didn't know about it. I should have bought clean, because what happened, to your exact point, is I bought cheap, which meant I had to take capital that would have gone to a down payment and use it to repair. I've actually done the math, and it is sad to say, I would have, instead of having 8 at the peak when we started at 1031, we probably would have had 14 or 15.
Wow.
So if we went from 8 to 80, we could have gone conservatively from 140 to 120. And let's just say that would have made a difference. Damn it.
Yeah. An extra 40 to 60 units between friends would have made a difference.
Oh, well, it would have been that 40 units in 2010. And that 40 units would have become another 80 units by now, because I recycle capital, right?
Right.
And yeah, we would be almost double today if I would have bought turnkey. Oh, I'm so stupid.
So I think, so to let you off the hook a little bit. So I think that what was missing in my strategy, I think was the same thing in yours, is I should have bought more turnkey. What we shouldn't have only bought turnkey. There are deals that you did, I guarantee it, where it's like you sprinkle a little fairy dust on the deal.
Oh, yeah. Number 2,
massive.
Yeah. The second deal I did and wrote about in the book, I should have bought no matter what, because it was a 2-family on one lot. I got the owner to carry back some. I got very creative. That deal gets done no matter what. It's just, property number 3 and property number 4, I shouldn't have bought. I should have bought cleaner.
Yeah.
And again, I didn't appreciate cash. And again, I think we're heading back to that kind of environment. So I'm pretty excited.
Yeah, I very much agree. So again, on this video, guys, make sure you put in the comments, make sure you put in the questions. Please give us some guidance. We definitely want to put some great stuff out there for you. If you watch my channel, you know what Sundays are like. So we share a lot of that stuff. I mean, I literally answered an insulation question and it turned into a 15-minute diatribe on insulation because I'm an insulation nerd.
Yeah, and I'm not. I don't even think I could spell insulation. It's that stuff over there.
Yeah, makes me itchy.
Yeah.
So definitely put comments down in there. Let us know what you want us to talk about. I'm happy to participate and put some of that stuff together, because that is one of my helpful superpowers, is that I can make anything a deal. And when you can buy anything on the spectrum, you will absolutely have more deals. Just don't get confused and burr and overdo it.
That's exactly what my spreadsheet now can compare a complete turnkey unit with a complete fixer upper. I only want to know what the highest yield is.
That's right.
And that's what I didn't appreciate in the beginning. I only bought junk. Why? Because it was cheap.
Yeah.
You can go broke buying cheap. I want to buy the best yield. I want to know how hard my money is working. And I promise you, in the next 3 to 4 years, I will buy some stuff that's clean, and I will buy some just absolute junk. Because I will buy whatever makes my money work the hardest. It is that simple. That's what I teach. That's the focus. That is what How to Get Started One Rental at a Time is. It is not what is insulation, what is cross beams, what is this, because I don't do any of that, and we're going to have to add it.
I am happy to participate with all of my extremely expensive experience. But,
I love it.
But that's again, one of the other things too, is I love the Facebook groups. I think they're fantastic. But guys, I didn't become an expert at this guessing. I became an expert at this because I met with, there is not a contractor in my 3 cities, plumbing, electric, that I probably haven't met with at one point or another.
That's the key.
Network being your net worth, but also seeing their numbers, seeing them quote the job, seeing what they're charging things for. Okay, what's your uptick for materials if you buy it? That sort of stuff. Right?
Never stop networking.
Yes.
Your team is never, it's like an organism.
Yeah.
It should always be growing and shifting. Never stop networking.
Well, I think the thing that a lot of people do is they stop on just the house itself and the numbers on the house itself, as opposed to let's take it that next step and really dial in everything and get it amazing. Yeah. Because over a 4 or 5 year period, we still are a significant net positive. But at that point, we've gone through basically that entire house. That thing is good to go and basically turnkey at that point, where if I ever had to get rid of anything, I can get rid of those turnkeys pretty easy and not take the hit on getting rid of stuff that's still dated.
Absolutely right. I love it.
Huge win. So Mike, tell everybody where they can find you, my friend. One
rental at a time. You should see a website, books, Instagram, YouTube, course, some swag. I love my black shirt that you see in the morning. I use inflation to get rich. Ask me how. I created that 6 months ago before anybody was talking about inflation. I'm just so good sometimes. It's funny.
Ahead of the curve.
I'm ahead of the curve. It's amazing what
visionary.
happens when you look at it every day for 30 years. You kind of figure this stuff out.
You got to get a t-shirt that's like ahead of the curve and then like do like a mortgage, mortgage curve.
There you go. There you go.
You got to do. So as I always tell you guys, we like to create great content for you. Lumberjack Landlord on Instagram, Lumberjack Landlord live stream on Sundays, 11:30 a.m. Eastern time. We will be there to answer all your questions live. Mike, look forward to number 3.
Yep.
Thanks.